Hi, welcome to Christy's Sunrise. Today I'm going to share with you my recipe on how I make cornbread dressing. So let's get started. You are going to need 8 pieces of bread, and you can use, I just have, old bread. When I have some other bread that I bought that we had with spaghetti the other night. So you can use hot dog buns, hamburger buns, biscuits. If you have leftovers, and you know you're going to be making dressing soon, just wrap up the leftovers in a tight bag, sealed bag, and throw them in the freezer and take them out when you're ready. So that's for the bread. I have a batch of cornbread that I've made. It's already cooled. And you are going to need a stick of butter. You're going to need, I'm using 2 bunches of onions. They've been washed, but I left it bunched so you can see how they are at the store. You're going to need 2 cups or so of celery. I use about, this is 5 celery sticks, and I'll show you how I cut that up in a minute. We're going to use 4 cups of chicken broth and a can of cream of chicken soup, 3 eggs, and then we're going to use some poultry seasoning, 2 teaspoons. We're going to use 2 teaspoons of sage, and we're going to throw in a half a teaspoon of thyme. So let's get started. I'm going to put the bread in the oven and let it toast some. I used to, was how I do it, but the day before I would make the cornbread and the bread, and I would just crumble it all up and put it in a big bowl and just let it sit overnight with a towel over it so it'll get kind of dry. But I'm going to go ahead and put this in the in the oven to let it toast some. So let's put this in here. The oven is going to beep in a few minutes. We don't need the cornbread right now. I am going to be putting it in a foil pan. This is called a half sheet. Or you would use a 9 by 13 baking pan. I know a lot of people just put it in the foil for the holidays. Okay, so let's get started. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to move the camera back so you can see. I'm going to cut up the onions and celery. I make the chicken broth with the chicken cubes, so it's 1 cube per 1 cup of water. So I have 4 cups of water over here, and I used 4 cubes. So let me just get this out of the way. And let's get these cut up. Like I said, all of these have been washed, and I'm going to put in a stick of butter into the pan because we're going to saute the onions and the celery. So I'm going to turn it on low for now. And like I said, all of this has been washed, but I wanted you to see how they look when I purchase it. Okay, if they're nasty ends like this, I won't use them. But I cut these off. And you don't have to use these type of onions. You can use whatever type of onions that you want. But that one kind of had a little spot on it. I'm going to toast the bread for about 20 minutes. I just cut these up real thin. I usually will cut the very end off. Really, I just do that to tell you the truth. And I do cut a little bit this end off. This one I'm going to leave the leaves on. Just kind of make sure it's kind of clean on the end. Be careful when you're cutting. Don't cut your fingers. I will be cooking this down, way down, for depending on how big of a batch. If you have a doubled, or it might take longer, but I would say 30 to 45 minutes. I just kind of simmer it, cook it down, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I get back. Don't cook this on high. I would cook it on there. You can see my burner. Maybe you can see my burner. You can't really see my burner, but anyway, it's pretty low, like between low and medium. I am back, and as you can see, this is cooked down pretty well. We want them tender. I'm going to turn them off, and I'm going to use the masher and just mash them a little. I don't like chunky stuff in my stuffing, but if you do, that's okay. That's why I cook this down so much, so I don't have chunky stuff. Okay, as you can see, I have the toasted bread, and it's cooled off. So I'm going to crumble the bread. You don't have to have it that toasted as much as I have it, but it's all a preference. It's going to soften up when we start adding all of these other yummy things to it. Like I said, you can add hamburger buns, biscuits, hot dog buns. This was some like French bread that we had. Don't let the bread get moldy. You know, like I said, throw it in the freezer, refrigerator. You know, if you're going to be making it soon. We're going to be using the mixer on this too, so. Okay, and the cornbread I made earlier, so it's definitely cooled off. I just crumble it up, and I have a recipe for this cornbread on my cooking videos. It's your preference. I'm going to add this goodnessness to it. Oh, it smells delicious. Smells absolutely delicious. I have a plastic bowl because I usually use a metal bowl, but I'm going to hopefully not be making too much noise where the beaters are pounding on the side of the pan. So I'm going to mix this in. Really, we just throw everything in now, everything else. So I'm going to add the 2 teaspoons of poultry. And I'm doing level teaspoons, but they don't have to be perfect. But I will tell you that I will be calling my husband over. I'm going to do half a teaspoon of thyme. I'm just going to use the teaspoon and do half. And he's going to come over here and he's going to taste it once I get it all blended. And then he'll say, you know, add this or add that. But this is the basics. And if I don't taste it, but if you want to, you can. And go ahead and stir this in some. Even though we're going to be mixing it, I kind of like to stir it in between items. He always has me add salt, so I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle some salt in here. And I'm going to sprinkle some pepper. And again, he'll say you need to add some of this or need to add some of that. But he can't tell me to take anything out because I sure can't do that. That's why I kind of add it slowly so you can't say, oh my gosh, that has way too much, you know, poultry, or which he loves. He loves all those flavors. So his taste might be more than yours, but I would stick to the recipe and then add what you want. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add the broth. Again, it's 4 cups of chicken broth. Yum, yum. Now it's starting to look a lot like stuffing, right? Can you see it? Mm-hmm. That's pretty, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to add 3 eggs. I'll crack them in the bowls just to make sure I don't have shells. I get shells. There's 1. Because those would be hard to find in here right now if you got a shell. Love? Yes, sir. What does it need?
Pretty good.
It's pretty good the way it is?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to add anything?
I don't think so.
Wow. Way to go. Way to go, Christy. Thank you, love. Okay, folks, there you have it. Go ahead and blend it up a little more. I have to tell you, that has never happened. I have never made it where he did not have me add anything else. And I believe me, he didn't just do that because I'm filming. He would have told me what I needed to add. So I hope you pay attention to what we did. Here we go. We're going to put it in the pan. Spoon it in the pan. I'm doing it where you can see it. Okay, spread it out. We're going to bake it. Normally it bakes for about an hour. I'm going to bake it for about, because sometimes it's wetter than this, so that will determine how long you need to bake it. But I'm going to start off with about 35 minutes at 350, and then I'm going to check it. So I'll be back at that time. See you shortly. Okay, it's been in there about 40 minutes, and it's still pretty moist. And if you like kind of jiggle it, it still needs to cook longer. So I'm going to put it back in for like another 20 minutes. And I'll get back to you. Okay, I have it out again, sticking the knife in the middle. It's still pretty moist. Of course, it depends on how dry you like your stuffing. This is too moist for us, I will tell you that. So I am going to put the stuffing back in for another 20 minutes. Okay, I am back. I have it out of the oven. It cooked for a little over an hour. It's more dry. As it sits, it will get drier. The edge is a little drier than the center, but it's very, very hot. I'm going to let it cool a minute before I taste it. Very hot. It's very good. Probably could have used a little more salt, but don't over salt it. You can salt this later, or if you taste the batter like my husband did, then you'll know what you need to do if you want to do anything else. That's delicious. Homemade cornbread dressing, just in time for the holidays. If you like the video and I'm going to encourage you to try the dressing, try the recipe. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel and share. Happy holidays! Happy holidays!